I watch in disbelief as my wife Debbie introduces me to Michael, a man who is clearly much younger than both of us. They stand awkwardly in our living room as Debbie tries to explain why she brought him home. "What's going on here?" I ask angrily, even though my gut already knows. Debbie takes a deep breath. "Michael and I have been dating for a few months now. I wanted to be honest with you, not hide behind your back. I feel like I've been punched in the gut." "Dating? You mean sleeping together?" Michael arrogantly pitches forward. "Look, kid, what Debbie and I have is real. I can give her what you obviously can't. You're just too blind to realize how miserable she is." Rage rises up in me. "How dare you? You know nothing about me or my marriage. I want you out of my house this minute." Debbie reaches for my hand, trying to calm me down while tears come to her eyes. "Charlie, please." "Nothing has been the same between us for years. We don't talk anymore. We're like strangers. I need more passion, more intimacy. I need to feel alive again." I shook off her hand in disbelief. "And having an affair is your solution? I don't mean anything to you anymore? How could you throw away everything we had?" The three of us stand in stunned silence, contemplating the wreckage of a 14-year marriage. My entire world has just been shattered. I feel utterly betrayed and overwhelmed. For the first time, I let the tears flow. In the days following Debbie's revelation, I isolate myself, refusing to talk to her or return her calls. I am devastated, furious one minute and distraught the next. I keep replaying everything in my head. Debbie walks into the house and pleads with me through the locked bedroom door. "Charlie, I know you're in there. Please talk to me. We can't start getting better if you don't give me a chance to explain everything." I open the door and look at her with puffy eyes. "Explain? You brought your lover into our home after betraying me behind my back for months. What's there to explain?" "I never wanted to fall in love with Michael," Debbie cries. "But you emotionally withdrew from me. I was vulnerable and he was there for me. It just happened. That's not love. That's cheating and lying. And stop saying you fell into it. You chose this on your own." I shout back. Debbie slumps to the floor in tears. "You're right," she says quietly. "I don't know why I did it. Maybe I wanted to feel alive and desirable in bed again. I was being selfish. But don't you think our marriage was broken before that?" I sit down next to her and shake my head. "I thought we were happy, Deb. Complacent maybe, but I never thought you'd do that. I don't know how to get over it. My heart is shattered." Debbie tentatively lowers her head on my shoulder. We sit in silence, two strangers clinging to the ruins of a relationship that we both now don't recognize. It's been a month since I found out about Debbie's affair. Unable to move on, I ask her to move out while we each figure out what we want. The night before Debbie leaves, we have a heart-to-heart conversation. "I found an apartment nearby," Debbie says, avoiding looking me in the eye. "My sister said she can help with the first month's rent." I nod silently, still unable to find words between us. "Charlie, I know I don't deserve this, but I still love you," Debbie pleads. "I'm willing to do anything for a second chance. Counseling, dating, anything." I sigh heavily, emotions raging inside of me. "I just don't know, Deb. You broke my heart. Worse, you broke my trust. Isn't there some way to start over?" she asks with desperation in her eyes. "I need time and space to think," I reply. "Maybe someday forgiveness will be possible, and we can try to put things back together. But right now, I still can't come to my senses." Debbie wipes her eyes and nods reluctantly. "I understand, and I'll wait as long as it takes. Just promise me you won't make any hasty decisions about divorce. I wouldn't survive losing you forever." I take her hand, more to reassure myself than her. "I promise I won't do anything drastic for now. But you have to use this time to figure out why you did what you did, or we're going to keep hurting each other like this." We hug each other tightly, two lost souls clinging to the remnants of broken vows, desperately trying to extract meaning from the wreckage. After months apart, Debbie and I decide to try marriage counseling. I'm still hurting from her betrayal, but I'm beginning to realize that I played a part in our breakup. In the first session, the therapist, Dr. Evans, has us look into each other's eyes. Tell each other what you regret most about this situation, she says softly. Debbie tentatively reaches for my hand. I'm so sorry I broke our vows and your trust. I will never forgive myself for hurting you so deeply. I should have talked to you instead of seeking comfort elsewhere. Thank you for apologizing again, I reply. I know that over the past few years, I've emotionally withdrawn. I stopped wooing you and making you feel love. In my own way, I betrayed our marriage as well. Dr. Evans nods. It sounds like you both regret that. Healing will come if you express them and learn from them, so history doesn't repeat itself. Later in the session, she adds, you both need to rebuild trust and connection. Share your deepest fears and desires. I clear my throat nervously. My biggest fear, that you'll leave me for someone else one day. I can't bear to lose you, Deb. Debbie looks into my eyes. I'll never hurt you again, Charlie. What I want more than anything is for us to wipe the slate clean and rediscover each other. I'm ready if you're willing. One day at a time, I reply. We have a hard road ahead of us, but as long as we walk it together, I have hope. We walk away emotional but full of hope, perhaps seeing for the first time that reconciliation is not impossible, but is a choice we must actively work on every moment. In a few months of marriage counseling, Debbie and I have made progress in rebuilding trust, but I still harbored resentment over her cheating. One evening after a tense argument, Debbie burst into tears. I know you said you've forgiven me, but you're still angry all the time. I feel like I can never make things right, no matter how hard I try. Seeing her pain, I soften. I'm so sorry, Deb. I want to forgive you completely, but it's still an open wound. I may have rushed to say I forgave when deep down it was still continuing to heal. Do you think you can ever truly forgive me and be happy again? Asks Debbie. I sigh, looking into her eyes. Honestly, I want to. But I've read that forgiveness is a choice I have to make over and over again. It doesn't happen all at once. Will you be patient with me while I work through this? Debbie nods. Sure, take as much time as you need. The important thing is that we move in the right direction. I gently take her hand. We're moving forward. And I promise that I will make daily choices about the past and rediscover my love for you. It's already growing little by little. Debbie lowers her head on my shoulder. Maybe someday you'll be grateful that it happened. Not for the pain it caused, but for the fact that it helped us reconnect on a deeper level. I know I'll be grateful for that second chance for the rest of my life. I kiss the top of her head, feeling hope reawaken in her. I think you're right, sweetheart. We can make it work. It's been a year since Debbie's affair. Trust between us has been restored through open communication and focused effort. We have rediscovered our friendship, but physical intimacy still lags behind. One weekend, I plan a romantic getaway for the two of us. As we cuddle by the fireplace, Debbie whispers, "This reminds me of when we were just dating." I've missed it so much. I kiss her gently. Me too, sweetheart. We used to sneak away every chance we got. I guess life just got too busy. It's more than that. Debbie snaps. I lift her chin so she meets my gaze. What is it about? You know you can tell me anything. She sighs. Physical intimacy has always been difficult for me if I'm not emotionally connected to it. Lately, when we've been in a romantic relationship, I still sometimes see flashes of Michael and I together. It's like I've betrayed that part of us as well. I was silent for a moment, getting over my initial resentment. I think I understand. Your affair invaded something sacred. But I want you to feel safe around me again. Debbie smiles softly. I'm starting to do that. This weekend has helped a lot. I think we should spend more time alone together in the future. I pull her to me. I'd like that. We'll take our time, and maybe someday making love will feel right again. I'm here for you, Deb. No matter how long it takes. She kisses me gently. I don't deserve you, Charlie. Thank you for your patience. For understanding me. I feel closer than I've ever felt before. As we hug each other, I know the closeness will come with time. The most important thing is that we're going through this together, vulnerable, united, healed. It's been 18 months since Debbie revealed her infidelity. Today, we renew our vows in the presence of close witnessing friends. This journey has brought unimaginable pain, but also healing. Debbie put her hand in mine as we stood before the priest. Happy tears glistened in her eyes. I can't believe this day has finally come. The last year and a half just proves how much I love you and need you. I squeeze her hand tightly. Me too, sweetheart. We've climbed mountains together. But now, looking back, I'm grateful for the lessons. Our love has been tested. And yet here we stand, closer than ever. Charlie, you could have given up on me. But you showed me infinite mercy and chose to fight for us when I didn't deserve it, Debbie said. You helped me become not only your wife again, but your best friend. I fall more in love with you every day. I gently stroke her face. In the end, all that matters is that we didn't give up. For you, I'm willing to walk through fire and back again. Renewing our vows seems symbolic to put the past behind us and start fresh, guided only by each other. As we seal our promises with a kiss, our small gathering of friends applauds us. Debbie and I's radiant smiles speak for themselves. The embers of lost love now blaze with new hope. No matter what happens, we will weather life's storms hand in hand, never forgetting the miracle of reconciliation.